Welcome to another episode of the Carolina Sports District. It's championship week. Brianna B is actually on the field getting a look at some of the games, and I'm here in studio filling in for it today. Let's get right to it. TCSD, let's go. Of course, it's championship week, and so we have the league championship results for you today. And of course, during championship season, it gives the opportunity for a lot of the pound-for-pound ranking teams to go against each other. And the 2013 pound-for-pound champion will be revealed at the end of the show. Let's get to the highlights. We go down to Mooresville High School as we get ready for the Tiny Mite Bears versus the Mustangs. This is the same Bears team that went under the radar to a lot of people this year, as this is their first year in the Big South after moving from the GCYAA. The Bears started off the game with the ball, and the Mustangs defense was able to cause a fumble on the first fourth down attempt of the game. And later, the Bears were just as ready on defense as they were able to stop the Mustangs on fourth down themselves. After a scoreless first quarter, the Bears quarterback did a quarterback sneak from about 25 yards out, which ended up being a 25-yard quarterback sneak for a 6 touchdown point scoring, which would be the game's first and only TD of the first half. As you can see, the Mustang players and coaches discussing some adjustments that need to be made for the upcoming game. And the Mustangs all came out fired up for the second half, have had a breakout run, but it was a huge big hit by one of the Bears defensive players that stopped the play. The Bears would eventually get the ball back, this time in shotgun formation, and on a quarterback boot, gets a great block by one of his receivers on the outside, and he takes it 65 yards for a touchdown. And the Carolinas, in their first year in the Big South, end up winning the game and are champions, winning the game 22-0. Moving on to the next highlights now, the Mighty Mite Power Cross versus the pound-for-pound 18th ranked Conover Cowboys. If this game is anything like the first offensive play of the game, then it is exciting because Power Cross takes it to the house from 48 yards out. And yes, this guy's got some speed as Power Cross takes an early 6-0 lead. Conover cheerleaders get the team fired up, and it definitely worked because the Cowboys were able to put together a TD drive themselves from about 40 yards out, tying the game 6-6. And then this may have been one of the most exciting plays of the season. Late in the fourth quarter, Conover goes to the air from 50 yards out, but just didn't have enough time today as Power Cross came out with the victory 18-12. Next highlight, still at Mooresville High School, the JV Cramerton Panthers versus the number 4 ranked Conover Cowboys. Conover will get a second chance today as the JV team was also participating in the championship game taking on the Panthers. Panthers would set the tone early with this big hit on the Cowboys. However, the Cowboys will bounce back, or should I say spin back and get into the end zone off of 45 yards out, going up 6-0. And that will be the only TD of the first half. Moving on to the third quarter now, the Panthers start hot on defense again, causing a fumble, and they were able to recover. However, the Panthers could not capitalize on the play, and the Cowboys will make up for fumbling going off the tackle into the end zone from about 45 yards out. And the Cowboys never looked back, keeping the momentum going, and ended up winning the championship game by a score of 14-0. Last game of the day here at Mooresville High School. We've already seen one ranked team go down and one ranked team win today. This next game is between two ranked teams, the 14th ranked varsity Wildcats versus the number 5 ranked Falcons. Falcons D will start the game, setting the tone with a huge hit on the Wildcats. But then Wildcats Jason Pitts would respond the very next play with a 34-yard toss for a touchdown, giving the Wildcats an early 6-0 lead. And the Wildcats showed their defense is just as good as their offense as they end up getting the sack on the Falcons quarterback. And it was pretty much Jason Pitts all day as he scored the Wildcats' 3rd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Wildcats would win in a shutout 22-0. We had a chance to speak with Jason Pitts, and he only had one thing to say.
TCSD, let's go.
Now from West Charlotte High School, it will be the 7U Ballantyne Gators versus the pound-for-pound ranked number 12 Cardinals. The Cardinals have been dangerous all year, but the Gators have been on a dangerous winning streak. Remember, this is the first year of the CMYFL making the game the first championship game and the winner. Early, the Gators found a little touch in the air, making a nice 13-yard completion, but of course the Cardinal defense would find a way to end one of the Gators' drives. And from that point on, the Cardinals would take full control of the game as they end up winning in a huge blowout, 34-0. 7U Cardinals are the first ever CMYFL champions. Next highlights are the 9U Ballantyne Gators versus the number 19th ranked pound-for-pound Providence Volunteers. After a scoreless first quarter, the Vols go to the air to score the game's first TD from 32 yards out. Heading out to the fourth quarter, still 7-0 Volunteers up, the Gators would score from 36 yards out. Game tied 7-7 with 10 seconds left in regulation. The Gators would get one last attempt but are stopped, and we're headed into overtime. Both teams get a chance to score. The Gators would get the ball first, and on fourth down are stopped by the Vols defense. And all the Vols have to do is score, and the championship's all theirs. Gators trying to get a turnover on third. Can they do it? No, they can't. The Vols would score and would win the championship 13-7. And the Vols would only have one more thing to say.
Let's go!
Next highlights is the 11U University Gators versus the number 10 ranked pound-for-pound Cardinals. Heading now to the third quarter, score still scoreless. The Cardinals will break the tie with the safety going up 2-0. On the very next play, the Gators would kick because of the safety, but they would recover the fumble, and it would still remain Gators ball. Skipping to the fourth quarter now, Gators put on a good drive together, getting a key first down on this huge quarterback boot, but couldn't capitalize and getting a turnover on downs. The Cardinals would win this defensive game 2-0. Last game here at West Charlotte High School would be the number 16th ranked pound-for-pound 14U Ballantyne Gators versus the Providence Volunteers. Gators would start the opening drive with a nice acrobatic catch from one of their receivers. And the Gators would end the drive on a score quarterback sneak from about 1 yard out, giving them an early 7-0 lead. Gators would onside kick and make a big-time hit to also recover the kick. 8 plays later, Gators would score again, this time on a touch run breaking tackle for 25 yards all the way to the house for a touchdown. But they would not get the point after the touchdown, but they still lead 13-0. Vols would finally get the ball and waste no time going to the air, completing a 30-yard high rainbow-style pass in the air to one of their hot receivers. But unfortunately, that completion was the Vols' main highlight of the night, and the Gators would take this championship 13-0.
And the 2013 pound-for-pound final rankings are in. Let's see who is this year's 2013 pound-for-pound champion. The rankings were so close, we really had no idea who was going to come out on top. But once again, congratulations to the Southland Rock Hill JV Cowboys on being this year's 2013 pound-for-pound champions. Of course, last year's champions came out of the state of North Carolina. So way to go, Rock Hill Cowboys, on representing the state of South Carolina, being this year's 2013 pound-for-pound champion. Well, it's another football season that's come to an end. It's been an exciting year. Got a lot of good things coming up next year. Just to let you know, there's still some tournaments going around, and we have some great things in store for the 2014 season. So stay tuned. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Till next time, I'm Josh Diggs from the Carolina Sports District. TCSD, let's go.